Hello, MouseHunt. Good morning. Welcome to Feedback Friday. It is October 2017. I have returned from vacation. Thank you. I'll thank Jacob for doing Feedback Friday, I think 4 times in a row in my absence. Hello in the chat. Hello, everyone. I'm kind of staying a little quiet here. I didn't have a quiet corner to do Feedback Friday, so I have commandeered Franco's desk at the moment. So I'm just kind of sitting in the middle of everything there. Good morning. Hello. Sorry about the slide at the start said thanks for watching the streaming software. I updated it and everything's slightly different. I feel like I don't quite know what I'm doing yet. So I'm figuring that out as I go. Oh no. Franco off to open his shop, asks Brian. We'll see. I think actually he and Giorgio popped out to grab a coffee. I think they went for a little last-minute coffee break. Hello, Michelle. Well, today, not too much on the agenda. We'll get some Halloween reaction and feedback. So I'll ask in the chat, what do you think of Halloween so far? What do you find confusing? What are you enjoying? Take down some notes here from hunters as well. Obviously, it's a brand new event, so your feedback will help us if next year, if we repeat this event, or if there's anything that's a little bit confusing, maybe we can kind of make that a little better before the event even ends. It's a self-portrait that I did for college. Yeah, sorry, I'm speaking a little bit more softly than I would because I'm sitting right in the middle of the office while people around me are maybe trying to work because I couldn't find a quiet corner this morning. Keith says very good. Top 3 for events. Good to hear. Pretty interesting. Loving everything, says Tarako. Axel. Jason says, I've warmed up to it. Will Halloween have a phase 2? Asks Swan, if I'm saying your name right. No. This is kind of all that is planned for Halloween, at least that I'm aware of. Meyer sure says, love it. All in capitals. Good to know. Good to read. Ben likes that they didn't have to stop hunting in Machu Picchu to participate. That is a big plus. The cannonballs is pretty neat. You can fire them off from almost anywhere, or from certainly lots of different locations. So there's lots of choice about what you can keep working on a regular adventure or just a King's Crown, whatever you're working on. I wish Old Aventry still had some event mice attraction. The Gorgonzola and the Candy Corn had a good run, had a sweet run, if I can say that, but its run is over. It's just not tasty enough to attract the ghostly, or the mice off the ghostly pirate ships. Ryan asks, what happens to old cheese? Well, right now it's, I think, slightly better than Gouda, so you can just use it as though you would use Gouda. It'll attract sort of standard mice, and I don't think we're even going to turn that off after the event ends. So just going forward, if you do have Gorgonzola to use up, next time you're going to arm Gouda, just arm Gorgonzola instead, or Candy Corn, and you'll have a better attraction rate. Brian asks, can we have our shuffleboard rank, like how we can smash gifts to Lord ranked ones? I do think they are title appropriate, but that is a good point if you specifically want something lower level. It's a little bit late to do that, so I'll write that down maybe for next year. But I get what you're saying. Let me save this before I lose it. FBF notes on the desktop. That's where everything goes and when you're saving in a hurry. That's one thing that's probably digital art has. Meyer sure says a count level on their team was able to finish 2 adventures due to the great loot and the spooky shuffle. That's a nice accomplishment. Ghastly Galleon Gouda is slightly hard to drop. I think it's around 50% in most locations. So every 2 hunts you should get a piece on average, but obviously you can get streaks of poor luck and streaks of good luck. But it's not. I don't think it's on the out. It's not really low where you're gonna have too long of a streak without seeing a piece. Karen says she likes blowing up ships. It's very satisfying. I've only shot down 1. I've been stockpiling my cannonballs, and I'm trying to finish off a map, and a pumpkin hoarder is proving quite troublesome to attract. I think the whole or a couple people on the map team are trying to track down that pumpkin hoarder. Up the number of trick-or-treats per day to 25. Well, then you wouldn't have to collect very much cheese. So I think 10's a pretty good number. Get you off to a good start. Truck in Tandem says a little bummed out that as a knight you weren't able to access all the event mice. I'll write that one down. It is something we've done in the past, but maybe it's a little bit more prominent with this event being so many locations. Is normally just the Rift mice were a little bit out of reach for a lower level. But it's something to look forward to. By next Halloween, you have a whole year ahead of you. I think from night 2, things go pretty quickly at that phase of the game, so you should be quite high level for next Halloween.
Yeah, I got her the new one.
How does clearing cobwebs work? The cobwebs are done, so you don't actually get a cobweb, but when you clear cobwebs off a friend's profile, you will find cannonballs instead of a cobweb. So we've sort of done away with a lot of the event currencies, and the cobwebs were one such currency where you'd collect those and spend them at the shop. And based on feedback, what we've kind of seen players enjoy a little bit more as well is just getting the loot directly. It's a little more exciting to see what you're going to get. You can kind of influence that a little bit by what ship you shoot down. But, the currencies, they were a little cumbersome, and it's a little awkward as well when the next event rolls around and if you just hoard all your currency, it felt like, well, I'm done, I got everything already. So it feels like there's a little bit more hunting to do, a little bit more gameplay. Cameron asks, what's the next area in the pipeline? I think we'll get to that when we wrap up Halloween. I'll do a quick little behind the scenes, let you know what we're working on. No Halloween love for the toxic spill. No, I guess not. No stockpile location there. Xavier asks about cobwebs you still have in your inventory. Well, last year we were telling hunters to cash out everything. All the event currencies and everything were going away. I think even the candies as well. So you're a little bit out of luck. The cobwebs will remain as a decoration in your inventory to leave it spooky. And maybe fitting, something that you can't use is now literally cobwebs. Can we complete Halloween maps after the event ends? You should be able to if you captured all the event mice, or otherwise they should have a consolation prize. So if there is an event mouse left on your map, you could go and capture all the non-event mice to kind of get the progress on the map as high as you can, and then cash out for the consolation prize. Or if you happen to get all the event mice when the event ends, then you'll be able to then just normally go and capture. You know, if you have a thistle mouse or another non-event mouse. I don't know why thistle came to mind. I think somebody was asking about Larry catching a mouse on a map. That happens now when we edit a map so that you can, or we remove a mouse so you can no longer see that mouse on the map. I think the creepy marionette was removed from one of the easier Halloween maps because as a lower level player doing that map you don't have access to that high level area. So we removed it from the map so it can no longer appear. And recently we did a change so that when we do that, Larry will capture the mouse for you so the map isn't left in a broken state. I think we did that shortly after maybe Relic Hunter season. I think we were changing a map. It was a little bit awkward, so we built the functionality to get Larry to help you out if we do change the rules of map after you've started one. When does the Halloween event end? We haven't decided yet, but it will be after Halloween, I can say that much. But that is on my to-do list as well. We're going to wrap that up. Get a wall post going, a news ticker as well to announce when the event will end, but I think we should know by next week. Can Larry catch Mouse Vina? Haven't seen her in forever. There are quite a few Halloween mice, so they're a little bit spread out, but I don't think any are too rare. Most are around a 1 in 20 chance, but you certainly can take a while to get a 1 in 20 mouse. You have to get your map mates all focused on one mouse. I know the pumpkin hoarder is the mouse that's bothering me with the map that I started when the event ended. It's the last mouse I haven't been able to capture it or even see it yet. Slaughtered asks, what's cursed gold for? Well, it's just kind of a fun, more thematic version of gold. You can use the hunter's hammer to smash it into regular gold. I think they created the curse for a couple of reasons. One, to create stronger feedback, so when your aura has an effect, you see the cursed gold as sort of the feedback of that, the item that your aura was giving you, so you don't confuse it with another gold drop. As well as it's kind of fun just to hoard and see how much you have at the end of the event to smash it all. That said, I don't think anyone mentioned in the chat, but there is a limit on the Hunter's Hammer currently. I think you can only smash 9,999 things at one time, and I do believe Andrew, who's sitting behind me there, he's working on removing that limit, because that was a little awkward for gold. You may end up with 1 million cursed gold that you need to smash, and you could either smash it all in one shot, but if you wanted to save a few pieces just for your collection purposes, then it would be very awkward to smash all but one. Skippo's asking, should we claim our cursed gold or will it be needed for other things? No plans to have that for anything else other than smashing it into regular gold, so smash away. Yeah, I think many hunters in the chat too, they're pointing out that they're saving all their cursed gold to smash it all at the end. I think I would do the same. That sounds fun. It's kind of neat too. You can keep track of how much cursed gold did you find during the entire event. The 999 gold glitch is only on mobile, I believe. Well, it's not really a glitch. It was just, for whatever reason, we put a maximum on how much you could smash. Doesn't really make sense though. But it is also on browser, unless I'm horribly mistaken. You can only smash 9,999 of something at a time. So we're just going to remove that, and however much you have, if you want to smash it all, you can do it.
So I gave up on testing all, I have that, and I have one
the Haunted Shipwreck trap looks out of place on the chains. Well, I can pass that feedback on to Jacob. I don't know if other hunters in the chat feel the same way. I'll write that down. I can let Jacob know. Maybe he can tweak it if he agrees. Yeah, and Ryan confirmed on desktop you can only smash 9,999. Probably just never came up. There weren't too many items before where you'd have that much of it and you'd want to smash that much at once without smashing all. Maybe Super Brie if you needed a whole lot of magic essence all at once, but I don't think I've ever smashed that much Super Brie in one shot.
Oh, I know why. The image.
So knights are stuck on a map apparently.
Try uploading the image and you should be okay. Check that out.
For the Gourd Ghoul. Maze. Harvester. Harvester. My brain isn't quite fired up for spelling yet. The Spectral Butler and the Wild Chainsaw on the Eerie maps. You may have to ask a higher level friend to help you out with that map. That I wrote down. We'll see if we can fix that. How come candy charms are back on the shuffleboards if they have no special effect? Well, they're still a pretty good charm. So they're just the time of year you can get those useful charms. You can just use everyday hunting. They still have stats. They'll help you capture mice. And they are a free, decent charm. So. Lockbox Limburger has no real value after you complete the adventure. Well, it's up to you. If you want to crown the boss mouse, it's certainly useful. And the mouse Captain Cannibal, he also drops Spooky Shuffle tickets, so you can sort of convert your cheese into Spooky Shuffle tickets by capturing Captain Cannibal.
The other one is 26, right? So we get like
Right, on that note, we'll move on to a little behind the scenes. I don't really have anything prepared to share here, but can kind of let some hunters in the chat were asking what area is coming out next. Well, it's nearly November. It's a nice alliteration, nearly November. And what we're working on is our treasure maps for Machu Picchu. So we're going to be adding a regular Machu Picchu treasure map, similar to other treasure maps that releases that we've done for areas, so you'll be able to work on a treasure map to get a few extra little rewards while you're doing Mouse Pichu. We're also taking that opportunity to use feedback that we've had on the forums, as well as Feedback Friday, of hunters looking for a more accessible means of obtaining Slayer maps. So we're looking to tie that in with Fulmina and the Mouse Pichu treasure map update. So it's not quite a Slayer scroll, but it's something very thematically similar. There's going to be a lot of hard boss mice on it throughout the kingdom. It'll be something that's kind of appropriate for Grand Duke level hunters, so you probably won't have Captain Croissant on that boss map. Yeah, but it'll be sort of a higher tier level boss map, have similar rewards to a Slayer scroll as well. But it'll be a little bit more accessible. You can sort of farm it by hunting at Mouse Pichu. So we're still playing around with the exact details, but lots of hunters, they've wanted to do Slayer maps, but they're looking for a more predictable way to sort of camp out and slowly but surely earn one of those Slayer scrolls, even if they're rather expensive. Another Halloween question in the chat: if the ships heal? No, they do not. So you may have confused yourself because there are 8 ships. 6? There's 6 to 8 ships. And so maybe you were shooting at one ship and then you traveled and you're looking at a different ship and maybe you thought it was the same one as before, so it looked like the health restored, but rest assured the ships do not heal themselves in any way whatsoever, so any damage you inflict is permanently done to that ship. And then with Mouse Pichu treasure maps as well, what we're working on for November is a overhaul of the mountains, so kind of similar to what you've seen done to the harbor and the windmill and the town of Narnia, and even the meadow to an extent. We're looking to sort of dress up the mountain, add a little bit more exciting gameplay for newer hunters as they're going through the game. We found that really helps them have better goals. They stay around a little bit longer. They play the game for a longer time. So we are going to be doing a little update to the mountain, make the abominable snow mouse a little more of an important catch in the mountain. Other than that, I think there'll only be 3 new mice added to the mountain to sort of accommodate that gameplay. That said, if you're a high level, not too enthusiastic about going back to the mountain, they'll be fairly straightforward to catch. So I think you'll go there for a day, and if you're looking to complete your mouse collection, I think within a day you'll be able to get those 3 mice checked off. It's actually interesting the way the mechanic works. It aims to teach hunters about charms quite a bit. So as a high-level hunter, you're coming back with a powerful charm. You'll be able to do the adventure there way quicker than a low-level hunter who only has access to, say, the power charm with 120 power. So that's kind of an interesting way as well. As a high-level player, you'll be able to come down and complete the adventure rather quickly.
You asked for that. I did.
Fran asks, with the new ranks, are there going to be additions to the adventure book? Well, eventually. When we do have some very loose plans for an Archduke, Archduchess area, and obviously with a new area would come a new adventure. Beyond that, at least in the short term, I think the titles above Archduke and Archduchess, we're just planning on giving special abilities in some areas rather than a whole dedicated area, at least until there's quite a few hunters that have that rank. Dennis asks, so Christmas mice won't be repurposed for the mountain update? Sounded like a great idea. Didn't end up doing that. Ended up just making 3 new mice. I think the abominable snow mouse as well is getting a bit of a makeover. Jacob wanted to update it and bring it more in style with some of the other mice in the game. So we didn't. The indigenous group is rather large as well, so didn't want to use too many of the Great Winter Hunt mice. And that's a nice segue to mention what else we're also working on. Obviously not for November, but for December, the Great Winter Hunt. So we've had a few loose ideas. We found one that we're pretty excited about. So now we're just exploring that a little bit, doing some prototyping, so we can kind of play through it in a rudimentary way. See if we still like it, and but there'll be lots more information. I think in November we'll do little sneak peeks at the Great Winter Hunt as it progresses along a little more. I use the heat bath to melt all the snow on the mountain for quick completion. In your imagination, you can picture the mountain mice there. In the help dialogue, We were playing around with adding all the hit points there, but it looked rather busy, a little bit noisy, it was a little overwhelming as well the first time you opened it up, so we opted not to. But is that something you find yourself wondering often, is, you know, which ship did I leave off on? How much health do they all have?
So the main concern is the contracts.
Can we see ship health number and percentage on mobile and PC? You should be able to. Make sure your MouseHunt app is up to date. Very similar little box that you have above your journal on browser is at the bottom of the camp section in the mobile app, but you need to update your app to be able to see it. Any chance you might release some leprechauns during the event? Well, they're always out there. The leprechauns are always on the loose, so there's always a small chance to encounter one. Just planning which ship to attack in general at the beginning. Oh, that's a good point. You kind of get a sense for how much, or how many hit points they all have, and sort of gauging how much cheese and what resources you have to shoot at that ship with. That might be actually some important information to make a decision of which ship you want to take on. That said, now it might be a little bit moot now that the event's up and running. You kind of have a feel for how difficult all the ships are. You're not making that initial decision now. Okay, on mobile you can't see the actual hit points of the ship, so that's a good suggestion to add. Oh,
This looks weird.
this does, yeah, that's freaking me
It's
out.
just like a little head popping out.
Hurt my neck.
I'm the Halloween head. I'm the Halloween head. Hello, everybody.
My neck. Ah.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
I have years of practice at
Okay.
Halloween head.
Stretchy necky.
Yeah.
Stretchy necky.
Stretchy necky.
Stretchy necky University.
Yeah. Were we talking about the mobile HUD? It doesn't show the hips.
No, just a percentage, so it might be useful to know.
Yeah.
How many points do I need to score
Yes,
to
you
shoot
know,
that ship down?
if you catch a certain
Well, we were
mouse,
discussing
you will
that,
for
but
sure finish it off, depending on the points it's worth. Yep.
Kevin, we're live, Kevin.
Oh,
The children, the
children. How's everyone doing though?
Alright.
Warmed up doing that stretchy necky.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's getting cool out. What's the temperature outside now?
No, it's warmer now.
It's warmer now?
Yeah. Than it was this morning.
Why did it tells me the forecast but not the current temperature?
What?
Oh wait, there it is. 16 degrees.
Okay.
Okay.
Astonish. Oh.
Fair currently. It's fair. The high will be 18, partly cloudy tonight with a low of 12.
The low of negative 3,000. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, look at this. So you got the Starbucks cup, and you got McDonald's cup, and you have
You went to two.
breakfast.
You went
Well, because
it's
they didn't
free
have
at McDonald's.
This was free at McDonald's,
Okay.
and then I was like, I'll get breakfast here, but They didn't have the wraps
stopped
because we got there like whoops, too late.
Oh, they have 24-hour breakfast. Oh, it's
They
only
do,
some
but not
breakfast items.
yeah. Whereas at
Alright.
Tim's, they go till noon. We're not affiliated with any of these companies, but they have hockey cards at Tim Hortons. You can buy a little pack of hockey cards.
Oh, there you go.
Want me to get you a pack of hockey cards,
Okay,
champ?
please.
All right,
I'll be
champ.
good. I'll clean my room.
I think I'll clean your room.
Yeah, see, work smart. Kevin works smart.
There you go.
You know, the old
We're
saying.
having it right now behind us.
Work smart, not hard.
Kevin.
Oh yeah, it's that season too where we're gonna say Kevin like Halloween. Home Alone. That's what I meant.
Sure, I forget. Garage doors down.
Garage door? No, that's it. Yeah, I forgot the garage door. Would you turn the plane around if it was your garage door?
Yes.
If you're on a
I
flight,
had to do that once. I was driving somewhere and
You're
I
gotta go
thought
back.
I left the garage door open. I had to go back. That's just.
gotta do it. But if you're on
But
a
then it was
plane,
down.
Dude, you can get an app now. Like my
Exactly.
garage door
Yeah.
opener connects over Wi-Fi, so I can like log into the app and be
That
like,
would be
it's
good.
closed. Cool.
I have neuroses about that. Just
oh,
need to
show me
know
one garage door.
if I left the light on, or I don't
Yeah.
know. I said, did I leave the stove on? I freak out.
What's that about?
You buy me a pack of cards.
Oh, right.
You should wire your whole house. You can do the smart bulbs. All the sockets can be wired to Wi-Fi. Everything.
Well, I hope all your
Different
electrical
connotation.
sockets are wired.
With But the way you said it's like I wired the whole house. Like, oh no, it's wired to blow.
Wire to explode.
It's gonna be biblical.
No Tribal Isle ghost ship. Well, we picked some of the more popular areas of the game.
We didn't
kind
wanna,
of
like-
limit of how many we could do. So.
Yeah, we don't have like here's 12 ghost ships. It just kind of gets messy. The interface is big, so we picked something that kind of spread nicely across the whole game. And yeah, the more popular areas won for those rank ranges.
It was already a little tricky. The Rodentia, because of such a wide range of titles, inevitably ended up being
Yeah.
a little harder, especially if you're legendary. Just because there's a count area where you can go to the sunken city and shoot down the ship by capturing Tritus, which
With
makes it
water
a heck of a lot
cannonballs.
easier. Yes.
Somehow traveling.
Well, I
through
picture
those.
them like blasting on
It's a lot of
Yeah.
force, yeah. Oh, someone said hello to me by my online moniker.
Called you Monica?
Yeah.
Will the tourneys start offering Halloween prizes? I believe they do, right, Franco?
Yeah, they were.
There's spooky shuffle tickets, cannonballs, and
You should
Ghastly
see it.
Galleon.
Are there no?
When you look at the thing, it should show.
Make sure you're doing a Halloween tournament, though.
Yeah, there's 2 types.
Yeah.
Are there any being posted?
It's like this.
I'm not sure.
Oh, let's have a look.
But all tournaments should also reward some kind of.
Oh no, someone asked if. Yeah, all tourneys will start offering. No, it's only the Halloween ones.
Yeah, you have to do the
Because we
Halloween.
took
Oh, we okay. Yeah. Okay.
We had to. It was
Yeah.
the only way.
Legendary Night Hunters have no ghost ships in their rank range because none of Bristlewood's and Tribal Isle. You can do the... Well, I guess you remove the Huntington.
Yeah. You have to do the Ferroma
Yeah, you
shit.
have to do a Ferroma ship.
We should have it.
Yeah, so instead of having the
Halloweeny areas.
I said if it's possible.
Oh yeah, I guess the Bristol Woods area, like the Catacombs Mausoleum, are like Halloweeny. They're always
Yeah,
spooky,
they're
but it's like no, they're too spooky already. The ghost ships are trying to spread more spookiness in non-spooky areas.
Spooky 5.
5, 9.
It's possible. It's possible. Good suggestion, actually. Because we want to get rid of
The
all the
short codes, yeah, I think that's
The Yellow Van Man.
But
That's what that acronym stands for, right?
The Yellow Van Man?
Yeah. Hello, I'm the
Yeah,
Yellow Van
yep.
Man. I drive around.
We'll write down if we repeat the event, we may need one more ship for the... Oh, look, I spelled legendary.
Oh, the map.
Legendary night.
Legendary. I just noticed your notes on the maps. I have actually cleaned those up already.
Okay.
So there are the maps that we're giving Halloween mics that you couldn't catch because of where they're allocated based on your rank. They won't do that anymore going forward. If you have any on your map right now, you can ask a friend to help you out, or you can write into support. Just depends on, just like, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of those we can do something on our end to take care of it too.
Oh, I got that close.
Legendary.
Needs a Shadow Trap, not a Hydra one. Wow.
Oh no, see, the Cursed City, it's a different kind of spooky. It's not a ghost Halloween. That's your coffee.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I almost grabbed Dave's coffee. That would have been awkward, Dave. Oh, you want to do the link arm coffee drink?
Sure.
that makes sense. Did you love
Yeah,
There we go. Oh, Lincoln as a Lincoln drink.
Cross that off the list, right?
I think we've done that a few times.
I think so.
Probably here at the office when we've had like champagne or beer or just something
Yeah.
drinky.
yeah, so I'm actually
Drinky.
We do have Halloween tournaments. We just have to schedule them.
Yeah, they're not automatic.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
So, but yeah, I think we just forgot to mention to throw that into the little manual list there.
You mentioned the lowest attraction rate for mice are 5%. Well, I was being a little not exact, so they're all around 1 in 20, which is about 5%. So there might be some that are closer to 3, but
Wait.
Drinky Winky.
Alright, well, on that note, can you think of a trivia question?
A quar
A quar.
or a.
I'll ask Larry for a reward.
Okay. See what
I'll
he's
ask him
got
for
for
the
us.
R. Can you think of the car?
Okay.
part?
Okay. Oh, how many ghost ships are there floating around Narnia? Sounds like an obvious question.
Okay, there's a way to see what.
See what they say.
Careful wording.
6, 7, 8, 9.
48. They just start throwing out
48.
numbers. 48, 42, 42, 42.
And you can work.
So there's a 6. That's what I think a lot of you are going to say. 4. No, you're missing a few there. 1. 7. 7 is correct. Shay Petrov got the answer. That was a quick one though.
You got him a good one. It's like, what's the most damage you can do with the cannonball to the
Well, I
town
already-
of Narnia ship?
Well, they already answered this one. We can do that one
Did
too.
they do that one?
It was a trick question, but someone did figure it out. So there are 7. There's one hidden somewhere. Oh yeah, and when we say Narnia, it can mean either the region or like the lands, like all of
The
Narnia
kingdom
is like
of.
the kingdom of Narnia. But now that's a disputed land. The king has said this is mine, but the mice are like, excuse me, the Hollow Heights mice made that. It's not your land, king.
Reward entering the chat.
Chat is all created. So wait, now Franco, you had another little quar there too.
I don't really know the answer to. I think
Oh,
I
it's
do.
just well, you got to know the answer.
think
to.
It'd
I
be the
do.
first time we don't know the answer.
Oh, thanks for the plates. Nice. And the
Thanks.
sandblasted metal.
What's the most amount of
there's
damage
one-
you can do to a Narnian
There's
ship
one hiding.
with
You
one
just saw it.
cannonball?
You just saw it. That's the original. That's patient 0.
Patience.
Now you know who.
Do you even
Who's?
know?
I'll give you a clue. Yeah, I know. Of course I know. Oh, you mean your question?
Yeah.
No, I don't know your question.
I think
Who's responsible for the ghost ship's kind of the little oopsie that happened? There's a clue there as to where the 7th one is hiding on the map, and it's visible on the travel page map. Wait, what?
Nightmare asks, do you think it's fine for us to cheat the shuffle by writing down the prize? I encourage it. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
who would not do that.
When you click on the card, I keep a little grid on my end to to memorize it for later. Totally fine. That's your strategy.
No, if we find out that's
If we find out you have a
You're
spreadsheet
disqualified
or a piece
from
of
the
paper, yeah. So Carla's related, Creepy Carl. Yeah, someone pointed out it's next to the slushy shoreline. And if you know the history, Creepy Carl wasn't always called Creepy Carl. He was called Calamity Carl, which is what caused the creepiness to happen, like another calamity. And he used to have a little cruise ship. Where's that cruise ship now?
You can see it on the map, I guess.
Yeah. I know, I did say floating. It's floating under the water.
Yeah. Also, never hit the bottom.
It never hit the bottom. It's
Just
floating in between. It's
neutral
partially
buoyancy.
buoyant. Exactly. Yeah. Nah, sorry, I shouldn't have said floating, but... I think of the algorithm behind the spooky shovel someday. There is none. It's all randomized. It's
I don't know about that.
it's built on it's built on the Mario, the Super Mario Bros. 3 memory game. We kind of were inspired, but
Yeah.
that one has 3 different boards. So if you go to one corner, you can know, oh, it's this board, and you just do it all in one run because you've memorized it. But Spooky Shuffle is totally randomized.
Alright, well, on that note, it looks like Franco wants his chair.
Oh, right. That's why he's on the ground.
He's just sitting here like this, working on his computer.
He's under
perched.
the desk.
So thanks for joining us, Hunters. We'll see you next week. I think it'll probably be Jacob doing an art FBF.
Coffee splash.
Dun, 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 dun. First time drinking coffee.
I've never done it before. Okay.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
Alright, well, happy hunting. Have a fantastic weekend. And thanks for joining us, Hunters.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Have you ever gave up hope, looking for a way to cope, all alone in a castle by yourself, knowing you were made to rule, looking like a royal fool, if you only had someone to help?